Uno.
Here we are back to Roma Capanelle, second of the meeting. It's now the time for the colts of 2 years old entering the second SGA prize. Reserved for the Colt and Gelding, again, a small but qualitative field of 5 runners, 7.5 furlongs. To cover today is racing under quite good ground. Extremely open race for with good chance. That's the lineup of the race. Number 1, Apollo Theatre, Carlo Fiocchi. Number 2, Corinto Nero, Alessio Satta. Number 3, Diomede, Michael Arras. 4, it's King Collector, Salvatore Sulas. 5, it's Melfi, Dario Di Tocco, which is also the banker of the race. Corinto Nero, the second in life, showed a great acceleration at its debut in Naples. Easily won a couple of months ago, so it's returning to race after the usual layoff. Looks to be a quite green prospect, expecting strong progress race by race. Then King Collector and Apollo Theatre share a good placement on their last time out in Naples, finishing quite close each other, third and second that time. King Collector by Soldier's Call is a stakes place in its second last in Milano and runs for the fifth time in life, but doesn't look to be in progress. Same for Apollo Theatre, quite solid performer, better with one extra furlongs as it faces today. Then the favorite and market leader of the race, it's number 5, Melfi. Kessar Colt, interesting prospect, was forbidden by King Collector on its last time out in Milano, but can make a strong progress after the usual small layoff today. Both of their last card refers to also a strong Italian Colt entered today in a Group 3 at Longchamp, but they're in the gates, except Diomede in green, Apollo Theatre in red, and King Collector, blue jacket and gold cap. So we are about to go in less than 1 minute with 2 inside, 3 waiting to be complete the line. Melfi and Corinto Nero are waiting. Apollo Theatre, Diomede, and King Collector that are approaching right now to the gates. Favorite of the race, as we said, it's Melfi against King Collector, Apollo Theatre, and Corinto Nero. Price around similar odds, 3 and 4 to 1. Then Diomede is the highest price of the betting, double digit for this Arcano Colt that looks for one of the last place in the money. Apollo Theatre, some issues, but is going to get inside right now, so we are about to go in few seconds. The second of the meeting in Roma Capanelle is on the way, and they're off and racing with Melfi in green and white out in front. Then Corinto Nero, blue and white cap, is joining the front in second wide. Then comes in the midst of the pack the blue and gold cap of King Collector. Then comes on the outside the red of Apollo Theatre that lives at the backside of the pack. The biggest price of the market, Diomede in green, as they make their way around the turn with half a mile left to cover under the lead of Melfi. Dario Di Tocco, one of the leading jockeys here in Italy, is guiding the field of this SGA prize inside the home stretch. Second on the outside is Corinto Nero under the hands of Alessio Satta. Then comes King Collector along the rail, Apollo Theatre, and then Diomede last of all. As the race now inside the home stretch with 3 furlongs left to cover, all behind the leader and the favorite Melfi that is start to run along the rail and is lengthening, has to face the opposition on the outside of Corinto Nero. Camacho Colt is now asked for more by Alessio Satta than King Collector with no room to breathe. Then even Apollo Theatre and Diomede, exciting finish, racing down the final 200 meters, all behind Melfi that is still the one to catch. Then Corinto Nero, King Collector, Apollo Theatre, then the late winning kick even of Diomede that is going to reach the front at full speed. On the far side Melfi, on the near side Diomede, down to the wire, they're close to the line. Quite a dead hit between number 5 Melfi and number 3 Diomede. Let's take a look to the replay because they're close to the line, number 5 and 3.
Uno.
Back to Roma Capannelle, it's the time of the 3-year-old racing in this condition race, run over 7.5 furlongs, turf main track, quite competitive field with 4 stakes winners that's return to race after the usual summer break. And we have here even 2 recent importations from UK under quite interesting rating. That's the lineup of the race, 16,500 euro, the prize money of this Isopatch Cup race over 7.5 furlongs. 8 at the gate. Number 1, Agonfie Vele, Samuele Diana on the saddle. Number 2, Blatant, Salvatore Sulas. Number 3, Fade, 2 Grey, Pasquale Borrelli. Number 4, Final Credit, Alessio Satta. Number 5, My Eternal Love, Dario Di Tocco. Number 6, Saputello, Dario Vargiu. Number 7, Self Praise, Carlo Fiocchi. Number 8, Wide Sea, Claudio Colombi. Quite interesting and open race. Many with chance. Blatant, called by Bresenbo, was the third of the Italian 2000 guineas, then out of the money on last stakes race. Today, on the rightest distance, it remains one of the favorite. Fade to Grey, the one in front, Havana Grey Colt at the debut here in Italy, as it was imported from UK some months ago. 71, the Racing Post Racing got in UK, and it has to prove its current condition here. Final Credit, the new Bay Colt at the debut here in Italy. 78 of Racing Post Racing got in UK, but is coming here back from a strong layoff, third in life for this interesting prospect, maybe with the one long shot that I like more. My Eternal Love, quite solid and positive performer that looks to be rated a bit behind the best ones here. Then Saputello, Italian bred colt, quite fast prospect, the possible pace setter of the race, was the fourth in the Italian 2000 guineas and then returns to race since that time. Self Praise, the third one from UK, but here since last season. Twilight Song Colt, last time winner, defeating the Elders in Livorno. Great form and another long shot that I like. Wide Seas closing the field, the best rating in the company. The Gurkha Colt comes here after the small layoff and expect to race quite well over the good ground, but they're quite close to start with the entrance of My Eternal Love from the outside row. We are about to go. White Sea is the current market leader. Day off and racing. 1 mile to cover for these 8 contenders. Blatant is the quickest of all, but is challenged on the outside by Saputello. Yellow jacket for the Lord Chaparral Corps until the ends of Dario Vargiu is leading the way by 2. Then comes Blatant. Then White Sea is third on the inside in yellow and red, cover on the outside by the white and black of My Eternal Love. Fifth in the midst of the field is the recent importation from UK, Final Credit. Then Self Praise, Fade to Grey, Agonfie Vele, and on top here, Saputello is closing the turn, 2 lengths away from Blatant. Then My Eternal Love, Fade to Grey is fourth along the rail. Then White Sea is angling out in second wide. Then comes Final Credit. Self Praise is the next at the backside of the field with Agonfie Vele, but here Saputello is the one to catch. 3 furlongs left to cover under the lead of Dario Vargiu and Saputello, that is lengthening along the rail and is still in hands. My Eternal Love is the most dangerous one, and now he's taking the lead. Then comes Blatant and White Seal, but here racing down the final 100 meters. My Eternal Love, one of the biggest prize of the market, is out in front, has to face the opposition of White Sea, Blatant and Final Credit, racing down the final yards. No way to catch him anymore, cause My Eternal Love, under the hands of Dario Di Tocco at the quick double, is going to win this third race in Roma Capannelle. Number 5, then comes second, number 8, Wide Sea, and number 2, Blatant. My Eternal Love, Endo Botti Galoppo as trainer, and then Mario Sansoni as the owner. In numbers, this final and unofficial result is 5-8-2. Back to Roma Capannelle, race number 5 out of 7, so the third last of the meeting. The four condition qualitative race for the fillies of 3 years old, 7.5 furlongs to cover, two of the classiest fillies behind the gate. That's the lineup of the race. Number 1, Dark Chocolate, Claudio Colombi on the saddle. Number 2, Hey Honey, Dario Di Tocco. Number 3, Love Tonight, Dario Vargiu. 4, it's The Dams, Alessio Satta. Number 5, closes the field, Too Clever, Francesco Dettori. Hey Honey, stakes winner and group place at 2. On its last time out in Milano, faces today a quite strong rival that maybe could suffer in the shorter trip, the Dams. So it's the banker of the race, number 2. Hey Honey, a day filly. Then the Dams made strong progress in the sprint season. It's a Sioux Nation filly, quite good class to show, solid closer that needs a strong pace to put out her finish. Not easy today over a shorter trip, better with 1-2 furlongs more, but definitely in the game and the major contender to the favorite. Dark Chocolate is the third choice of the betting, positive filly second on last year out in Livorno, so in good form and stable companion of number 4, The Dams. Then Love Tonight, footsteps in the sand, filly second in Livorno last time out, bit behind of the best ones here, but not to exclude at all. And she's the stable companion of the favorite, Hey Honey, for the training of Mr. Endo Botti Galoppo. Then Too Clever, the biggest price of the market, 20 against 1 for this filly by Oli Roman Emperor. But waiting for Love Tonight only to complete the line, so the losing process is ends and we are start right now. Race number 5, 7.5 furlongs to cover, quite regular break with disputing for the early lead. Number 1, Dark Chocolate, then on the outside it's Too Clever in red jacket, Love Tonight in blue is third along the rail, and then comes Hey Honey, the favorite in dark grey jacket and yellow wide nose band for this day filly that lives at the backside of the pack. The major contender, the Dams, under the hands of Alessio Satta as they make their way around the end of the turn and half mile left to cover for Dark Chocolate. Claudio Colombi is guiding the field inside the home stretch. Love Tonight is second along the rail. Then comes Too Clever in second wide. Hey Honey is now the first one who's trying to eat the front in fourth. Then comes even The Dams, 3 furlongs left to cover. Dark Chocolate is still the one to catch. Too Clever is now in second. Love Tonight, no room to shoot. Hey Honey under pressure, then is coming at full speed under the right turn of foot. The Dams, close fight inside the last 200 meters. Love Tonight has taken the lead and now is under 2 lengths lead. Eyane, the Dams are quite far and has to struggle to reach the leader, which is now lengthening along the rail. Love Tonight goes on to win under double-digit price. 3 lengths back is Eyane. Third is the Dams. Fourth is Too Clever. Love Tonight. Dario Vargiu had the first victory in the meeting for the Endo Botti Galoppo, at the third victory today for Michele Solbiati as the owner. Second last race of the meeting in Roma Capannelle. So race number 6. We have again a condition race for the fillies of 4 and up, 6,000 euro. The prize money for this race over 1 mile. Main turf track again, and 5 at the gates. That's the lineup.
Aspetta, non ci sei. Non ci sei, mi sei bloccato. Aspetta, Matteo. Sì, che mi sei bloccato. Vabbè. Matteo, mi sei bloccato il server 5. Prova a metterlo tu. Allora, che devo fare? Uscire e rientrare. Puttana, non mi prendeva più il comando. Madre mia, ce n'è sempre. Allora, riproviamoci. 3, 2, 1.
Here we are back to Roma Capanelle race number 6, the second last of the meeting, the fifth condition race, and it's the time of the elder fillies. Among the best ones here in Italy, 1 mile to cover for this small but qualitative field of 5 runners. That's the lineup of the race. Number 1, Helison, Sara Del Fabbro. Number 2, Deadline, Dario Di Tocco. 3, It's Incantatrice, Salvatore Basile. 4 is Saffi Lonzana, Alessio Satta. 5, it's White Lips, Dario Vargiu. The strongest miler filly here in Italy that conquered its title with 4 victories in a row. 2 times stakes winner, almost undefeated when run over good ground. It's Incantatrice. It concedes a couple of kilo to the rivals, and this connection is not used to race well after the layoff. So maybe it's a beatable favorite for White Lips and Deadline, the major contenders to this favorite, but they're all in line, and so we are ready to go. The 5th race of the meeting is on the way, and so the fillies started right now. 1 mile to cover. White Lips is the one under green and white noseband, dropping out on the lead under quite slow pace. Second on the inside is Helison in dark blue jacket, the cover in second white by the white and blue of Deadline. Then comes Incantatrice, red and blue at the backside of the pack, covered by Saffi Lonzana in white and black as they make their way around the turn under quite slow pace set by White Lips under the hands of Dario Vargiu is commanding the pace. 1 length away is Deadline, then comes in the midst of the pack Helison. Saffi Lonzana is racing in 4th, second wide for the filly by El Kebir that lives on the backside of the pack. The favorite Incantatrice. Half a mile left to cover, and we are racing now inside the home stretch, all behind the leader White Lips that is still quite in hands. Then Helison at the rail. Deadline is third on the outside, then Saffi Lonzana and Incantatrice that's starting to run. 3 furlongs left to cover. White Lips is gradually entering along the rail. Helison is still second, then Deadline is moving well on the outside. El Kabir filly, Saffi Lonzana in 4th, then Incantatrice racing down the final 200 meters. White Lips is still out in front, and then he's keeping all the attack of the rivals away. Then Incantatrice is getting the right turn of foot, racing down the final 200 yards. Incantatrice is covering White Lips down to the wire. 3rd is Saffi Lonzana, 4th is Helison. The 5th in a row for this incredible filly of 5 years old by Morpheus and Red Trance. 5 wins or last 5 outs for Incantatrice. Massive performance again.